The tensions stoked by Garrosh Hellscream's arrogance have reached a boiling point with the devastation unleashed upon the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. Champions of the Alliance and the Horde must answer for Hellscream's destruction, lay siege to his capital, and topple the ruthless Warchief once and for all. Heroes of the Alliance and the Horde have tested their mettle against the might of the Sha, the Thunder King, and each other, yet neither side could have foreseen the atrocities the Horde's Warchief would unleash. Garrosh Hellscream's reckless thirst for power has unleashed horrors upon the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, once the sacred heart of the Pandaren Empire. Bring Down the Warchief. The Siege of Orgrimmar is a sprawling, two-part raid that takes players from the scarred ruins of the Vale of Eternal Blossoms to the heart of the Horde's capital, Orgrimmar in Durotar. Location: begins inside the shattered pillar before Mogu'shan Palace on the southwest side of the Vale of Eternal Blossoms and ends in Orgrimmar, Durotar. Level: 90. Difficulty: normal. Heroic. Total bosses: 14. Deal with the vile events in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. The first order of business is to confront the aftermath of Garrosh's foul machinations. His poisoning of the pools of power has brought devastation to the land and to those who have long defended it. Vale of Eternal Sorrows. Venture through the scarred Vale of Eternal Blossoms, exploring unearthed Mogu ruins to discover the source of the destruction. Immerseus. The ancient inhabitants of Pandaria recognize the vital importance of the life-giving pools of power, building an underground system of aqueducts to safeguard the waters and nurture life in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms. The touch of corruption has animated and twisted these waters, and Immerseus stands as an unnatural embodiment of the Vale's sorrow. The fallen protectors, the Golden Lotus and Shado-Pan guardians of the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, were caught in the epicenter of the devastating blast that scarred the Vale and were torn apart by the dark energies. Their spirits linger in the place they once protected, confused and tormented by their failure. Norushen Some say that the Mogu race was created in the image of this titanic construct, left deep beneath Pandaria to watch over and guard the continent's darkest and most dangerous secret. Sha of Pride. The seventh Sha, the Sha of Pride, was the final burden to which Emperor Shaohao clung, shrouding the land in mist and biding its time for millennia. When Garrosh awakened the heart of Asharj, the force of his arrogance caused this dark energy to coalesce in the chamber where the heart was unearthed. Storm the stronghold and confront the encounters within with the crisis in the Vale contained. Heroes of the Horde and the Alliance must take the war to Garrosh's doorstep in Durotar, push past his outer defenses, and confront the evil festering within the gates of Orgrimmar. Gates of Retribution War has come to the gates of Orgrimmar as Alliance forces and the Darkspear Rebellion seek revenge against Garrosh Hellscream. Galakras Warlord Zaela formed a close bond with Garrosh during events in the Twilight Highlands, and she and her Dragonmaw orcs have pledged loyalty to Garrosh's cause. Riding atop the fearsome Galakras, a direct descendant of the cataclysmic progenitor of all dragonkind, Zaela oversees the naval defense of Orgrimmar. Iron Juggernaut, this mechanical terror, designed nearly as much for intimidation as destruction, is the centerpiece of Garrosh's siege weaponry. Crafted in the image of the mighty Korkrone war scorpion, the Iron Juggernaut guards the gates of Orgrimmar, crushing any who would rise to challenge Garrosh's true horde. Korkrone Dark Shaman Harem and Cardries trained thousands of shaman to whisper reverently to the elements to requisition their aid. The army of Garrosh, however, does not ask. It takes what it desires in the name of the true horde. Dark shamanism forces the elements into servitude, twisting them into burned-out ash, corrupted waters, and toxic air. General Nazgrim, once a grunt in the service of the former Warchief, Thrall, General Nazgrim rose quickly through the ranks after overwhelming victories in Grizzly Hills and the sunken city of Vashj'ir. Fiercely loyal to the Horde and bound by a rigorous code of honor and duty, Nazgrim will hold the line for his Warchief until his dying breath. Mogu'shan has been Garrosh's most loyal and trusted lieutenant throughout the Pandaria campaign. When the Warchief needed a volunteer to infuse with the power of Asharj, it was only natural for Mogu'shan to offer without hesitation. Spoils of Pandaria. When Garrosh gazed across Pandaria, he saw untapped power. During the course of his campaign, Garrosh has plundered weapons, treasures, and artifacts of the Pandaren, the Mogu, and the Mantid. They are kept in a warehouse deep within his underground base, guarded by a mysterious security system that appears to be of Titan origins. Thok the Bloodthirsty. When the Isle of Giants was discovered off the coast of Pandaria, Teeming with primal devil sores, Garrosh sent men to capture some of the most fearsome specimens, hoping to subjugate them and use them as beasts of war. Countless Orcish beastmasters have fallen to Thok's jaws as they struggle to tame him, yet the creature's thirst for blood remains unslaked. Downfall wielding the dark power that lay dormant beneath Pandaria, Garrosh seeks to bring a new order to Azeroth. He must be stopped. Siegecrafter Blackfuse Helix Blackfuse was the only goblin with the combination of engineering prowess, professionalism, and ruthlessness to satisfy Garrosh in his search for the engineer of the true Horde. A mercenary at heart, Blackfuse's love for his creations and the gold they fetch has forever linked his fate with that of his patron and Warchief. Paragons of the Klaxi. The 9 surviving Klaxi VA Paragons are ancient champions of the Mantid who fought alongside the Wakener against the madness of Empress Shek'Zaar. But the Paragons, as do all Mantid, hold a far deeper loyalty. When Garrosh unearthed the heart of Asharj, the Paragons followed the whispers of their ancient master to the iron halls beneath Orgrimmar. Garrosh Hellscream Garrosh, son of Garrosh Hellscream, first learned of his father's heroism when Thrall encountered the young orc in Outland. With the seeds of pride planted, Garrosh spearheaded Horde victories in Northrend and, as Warchief, consolidated Horde power amid the chaos of a cataclysm. But his vision of orc supremacy at any cost has brought the armies of the world crashing down upon Orgrimmar, and a reckoning Garrosh himself awaits with brutal relish. Seize victory, and claim your rewards. Bring the siege to its end, and claim rewards forged in the downfall of Garrosh Hellscream. The siege of Orgrimmar unfolds across 2 difficulties, each offering rewards for champions who endure the assault. Difficulty item level Warforged normal 553 559 heroic 560 6572. Claim the power of tier 16 gear. Siege of Orgrimmar introduces tier 16 raid gear, with a full set available within the raid, and Garrosh Hellscream also has a chance to drop essences, which can be exchanged for any tier 16 piece. Here are the specific bosses that drop tier set armor in Siege of Orgrimmar. Token Boss Helm Thok the Bloodthirsty Shoulders Siegecrafter Blackfuse Chest Sha of Pride Legs Paragons of the Klaxi Gloves General Nazgrim. The following classes share armor tokens: Vanquisher, Death Knight, Druid, Mage and Rogue Conqueror, Paladin, Priest and Warlock Protector, Hunter, Monk, Shaman, and Warrior. Exchange armor tokens for tier 16 set pieces at vendors on the second floor balconies of the faction. Shrines in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, Alliance, Clarice Chapman, Normal, and Lori Warmheart, Heroic, at the Shrine of the 7 Stars Horde, Kiogna Normal, and Tuaho Pathgutter, Heroic, at the Shrine of the 2 Moons. Claim glory, and take to the skies. Complete all 14 challenge achievements to earn the glory of the Orgrimmar Raider. Meta achievement for the Reigns of Galakras, teaching brave champions how to summon the spawn of Galakras' flying mount. With great glory come great achievements. Achievement description: No more tears. Defeat Immerseus after killing 10 tiers of the Vale in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty. Go long. Transfer the Mark of Anguish to at least 5 unique players over a total of 200 yards or more during a single Desperate Measures phase, and then defeat the Fallen Protectors in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty. None shall pass. Defeat the Amalgam of Corruption without allowing any unleashed corruption to fuse with it in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty. Swallow your pride. Defeat the Sha of Pride in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty after no player has gained pride from manifestations of pride while Norushen is alive. The Immortal Vanguard. Defeat Galakras without having allowed a single friendly NPC to perish in battle in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty. Fire in the Hole. Stomp on 6 superheated crawler mines and then defeat the Iron Juggernaut in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty. Rescue Raiders. Rescue a set of caged prisoners, a group of unwilling combat participants, and G Firepaw before defeating the Korkrone Dark Shaman in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty. Gaimin will save us. Defeat General Nazgrim while Gaimin is alive and participating in the battle in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty. Unlimited potential. Transform a corrupted Skullsplitter into a corrupted amalgamation and then defeat Makarok in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty. Crisscross. Complete the Spoils of Pandaria encounter in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty without any raid member defeating both a Mantid and a Mogu enemy. Giant Dinosaur vs Mega Snail. Open the thrice-locked cage during the Thok the Bloodthirsty encounter in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty, and then allow its inhabitant to feast upon Thok's corpse once you have defeated the encounter. Lasers and magnets and drills. Oh my! Defeat Siegecrafter Blackfuse without destroying each of the following weapons in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty. Deactivated laser turret, deactivated missile turret, deactivated electromagnet, and disassembled crawler mines. Now we are the Paragon. Defeat the Paragons after assuming the mantle of 3 different Paragons in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty. Strike. Kill 18 Korkrone Warbringers with a single Iron Star, and then defeat Garrosh in Siege of Orgrimmar on normal or heroic difficulty. Garrosh's reign stands on the brink of ruin. Champions of the Alliance and the Horde must press the assault forward, topple the ruthless Warchief, and claim the rewards and achievements won in victory.